Good evening. Give everyone a couple of minutes to tune in. Let me get situated here. Okay. All right. Good evening. My name is Rose Lejiste. I will be doing the info session for tonight on our intermediate data analytics cohort that will be coming up in August. Go ahead and share my screen. All right. And everyone, bear with me. I am running, going solo today. So I'm in the back producing and also, obviously in the front doing this. So thank you. Again, my name is Rose Lejiste. I am will be your cohort lead for the intermediate data analytics cohort. All right. Black Orlando Tech is a nonprofit organization working to increase the awareness, activities, network, and resources for local minorities who pursue careers in technology. Our goal is to train and inspire 10,000 people by the year 2025. Studies have shown that this community, our community, is dramatically underrepresented within the tech skilled workforce. And our organization is seeking to close these gaps through our grassroots and direct to community activities and initiatives, especially our initiatives like our tech cohorts. All right, so wanted to go over our upcoming events with you. We have a lot of events scheduled for this year, so want to thank those who have been part of those events, and definitely welcome you guys to continue to tune in and just look forward for the different variety of topics and webinars and initiatives that we have going on. On Friday, we will have an info session brought to you by Josh Walker on cloud analytics and data security, that cohort. So definitely tune in. July 22nd, we'll have a webinar telling your tech story on paper and in person. That will be brought to you by Bot and K-Force. We'll have some people from K-Force that'll basically tell you what to be talking about, resumes, interviews, things that tech companies are looking for, and give you some, advice and good information on that. August 3rd, our cohorts begin. We will be beginning our second round of cohorts. So definitely, we'll up until that time, we'll be doing these info sessions to give you additional information. But definitely look into the different cohorts we have available and sign up, because there's just so much knowledge and so much expertise within our cohort leads and assistants, and definitely want to capitalize on that. August 26th, Center Stage. Center Stage, a spotlight on local Black tech businesses. September 23, free and frugal website tips. definitely tune in for that. October 21st, protecting Black mental health in the workspace, especially in this time with everything that's going on. We definitely need to focus on our mental health and just make sure that we are grounded and that we are at, we just are in a good space. And over November 18th, we made it, the BOT 2020 wrap up. Hey guys, Brian, Joshua, Stacy, Tiffany, thank you guys for tuning in. All right, so here is the list of the cohorts that we currently have starting up. I think there may be a couple of more cohorts to add to this list, but we have our Amazon Web Services, data analytics, digital marketing, Go programming, IT project management, Salesforce administration, web development, and more. Okay, so this is for our intermediate data analytics cohort. My name is Rose Lejiste. I am the BOT Strategic Partnerships and Resources Chair. I am also CEO of RL Engineering and Tech Solutions, and I am a certified professional in business intelligence. Our cohort TA will be Precious Kingdom. Precious was unable to make it tonight because she stays busy. She's been just doing a lot of things with her businesses. So, definitely she's just super awesome. And I'm excited to work, with her on this cohort. She is the CEO of Buoyant Data. And also she has a business analyst certification. The intermediate data analytics cohort will be meeting virtually on Mondays from 6 p.m. to about 7:30 p.m. And that'll be every Monday for the 8 weeks, every Monday evening. All right, data analytics. What is it? What is data analytics? Also, before I start, please share this info session and this live, please, with anyone that you think would be interested in what we're discussing today. Anybody who would find this beneficial. And also, share the BOT Facebook group and page also. Data analytics. Data analytics is the process of inspecting, cleaning, transforming, and modeling data to gain insights from the data in order to derive conclusions for better decision making. Basically, you are taking this data, you're cleaning the data, manipulating the data, and then you model the data in order to get information from that data. Either it be information for business, information. Let me turn off my notifications. I forgot to do that. Either it be information for business objectives, it could be information for research, whatever information is needed, whatever goal that you're trying to achieve, that's what data analytics would be used for. Why data analytics? As large amounts of data get generated, and we have a lot of data being generated. I mean, it's even now, that's the biggest thing. Data is, when they talk about money, data is a currency of its own. I mean, it's very valuable, and everybody wants it. Everybody wants data. That's why you'll have people steal your information and sell it. They're literally selling data in the black market and have high bidders on it. So that's how sought after data is. So as large amounts of data get generated, the need to extract useful insights from these data sets is a must for any business enterprise. And when I say any, it's any business enterprise. If they're looking to grow the business, expand, they need data analytics. It plays a key role in improving businesses. It allows for uncovering hidden insights that can be analyzed against business recs, goals, strategy, and reports generated can be used for strategic decision making with within key business areas. And it doesn't matter how big or small the business is. It's it can be very critical in that businesses strategy, goals, movement forward. Data analysts basically translate numbers into plain English. They take this data and they translate it into English for the stakeholders, the customer, clients, whoever is on the receiving end of that data for them to be able to understand it. They deliver value to companies by collecting the data on specific topics, then interpreting, analyzing, and presenting the findings in comprehensive reports. Average base salary and possible perks for a data analyst. On average, data analysts can expect an average salary of about almost $84,000. Below, right, we have listed data analyst salaries by major companies. You'll see on the low end with $66,531 is JP Morgan within the banking financial industry. And on the high end, you'll see Netflix, which is a streaming company with $180,000 for a data analyst. And they pay a lot because Netflix business is all on data. They had it. The way when you log into your Netflix and they have recommended shows, movies, whatever that they recommend to you, all of that is based on algorithms and data that they've collected on you to basically determine what you're going to watch next. Based on what you've watched, what you clicked, all of that information that you're doing, they're collecting it in order to be able to accurately determine what you're going to be, what you're thinking of watching next. And then this information, per the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, it indicates that data analysts are projected to see faster than average growth of 19% from 2014 to 2024. And so, we're in 2020 right now. So this is, I think it's going to grow even more than that, especially with, obviously this information was, put out there without the pandemic in mind, and the way the state of our world right now with, or even our country with everybody being virtual, I believe that number is even higher. So what is the difference between data analytics and data reporting? Because I've gotten that question before. It's like, oh, it sounds like the same thing. It's not the same thing. Here are the differences. I won't go over everything, but the key differences are data analytics is customized, while data reporting is standardized. It's data analytics is flexible, while data reporting is inflexible. Data analytics, human involvement is key in performing and leading the complete analysis process, while reporting can be automated. It's basically, you can get a tool to perform the reporting without even ever having human involvement. So analysis is just an actual process of someone taking the information or having a problem, whatever the objective is, whatever the problem is, and then taking that data, cleaning the data, analyzing the data in order to interpret the results to give an answer, clarity on that problem, and hopefully a solution for that problem. Reporting, all it's telling you is just giving you information, to satisfy customers, your customers. So it's providing performance. It's telling you here is what the data says and where we're at. It does nothing for other than that. It's just providing information. And it just provides what's asked for. It doesn't do anything beyond that. All right, so the data analytics process, what is involved in that? Um, it's not it's not a complicated process. There are very distinct steps. Those steps are basically first you want to define the objective. What is the purpose? Why? What is the reason that we're going to do this analysis and look into this data? Assess the situation, define the questions. Typically, when you define the questions, you're meeting up with your key stakeholders or your client and identifying what the issue is. You know, what problems do they have? What are they looking for? Maybe even they have KPIs. KPIs are key performance indicators. They're like goals. You know, I want to make X amount at the end of the year. I want to sell this. You know, I want to sell this many units of a product, and I'm not sure why. So identify your key performance indicators, your metrics. You know, identify those with your stakeholders or your clients, and then make sure whatever you're identifying in terms of your objective is measurable, is clear, and it's concise. If it's something, you know, again, data analytics, if you have your stakeholder wanting to measure something that's not measurable, that's not even feasible, you have to communicate to that client that, look, that this is just impossible, and identify why. So always make sure that whatever objective that you do define, make sure it makes sense, basically. After you define your objective, next you produce a project plan. So now that you know what you're going to solve or what you're looking for, how are you going to go about doing it? Decide what you're going to measure. Okay, say you need to. We're talking about the number of units sold. You know, you need to look at sales data. You know, you most likely need to look at inventory. This is where you identify your data sets or what type of data points that you need to pull. Decide how you're going to measure it. How much data are you going to look at? If we're looking at sales data, how far back are we going? Do we want all 20 years worth of data? Do we want 10? Do we want 5? Do we want just a year? Identify how you're going to measure, how much you're going to measure, identify your data resources, and then select the type of modeling technique that you're going to use. So once you've done that, then you would explore the data, data exploration. This is where you would collect the data from the different data sources, verify the data quality, make sure that the data that you are looking at is accurate, is complete, and is real. There should be no deviations. Like, that information should be accurate and not fake data. These are things that you encounter where the data that you're given is not necessarily real data, or you have to verify the quality of the data. Once you verify the quality of the data, you have to clean the data. A lot of times you have to convert the data types into something that can be analyzed. So that's what the cleaning of the data is. Sometimes, depending on the data tool that you're using and the data technique that you're using, certain things like the capitalization of your words. There's a lot of one of the big things I run into is human error. If you're looking at like misspellings, people not spelling words or things correctly, just identifying those and cleaning the data. So that way the data is concise and can be won't cause any issues when you start analyzing. So next, after data exploration, you would do data analytics and modeling, and you would perform your actual analysis and test your design. Next, you'll evaluate your results in the evaluation interpretation phase. Review the scope of error, make sure that there's no errors or that you may have missed. Maybe you missed some data integrity issues. Just review your scope of error, and then finally, once you have those results, you prepare final reports for your stakeholders. Identify, point out significant information that was identified. Plan for monitoring if this is something that's going to be reoccurring or done on a continuous basis. You plan for that. How will this data be updated? How often it'll be updated? Who has access to it? And then just determine the next steps going forward. And if you have any questions as I go through these, please ask. Definitely encourage you guys to ask any questions. There's four main facets within the analytics space. We talk about data analytics, but when you start getting into the tech industry and looking for positions, you'll see different job titles. So business analytics, we have that. There's business intelligence, there's data analytics, and then there's data science. This, I provided information here on each one. Business analytics, in terms of how they go in order, everything starts, I think the starting, well, not I think, but the starting point of the analytics space is the data analytics. Business analytics is a subset of data analytics because it's basically analytics specific to a business objectives or a business within a business realm. And then within even that, business intelligence is a subset of data analytics where it focuses on strategic planning of organizations and measuring performance and progress. It's very strategic and what that type of analysis, the type of analysis that's being done. Outside of business, okay, cool. But yeah, they're not, data analytics can be performed on outside of the business world. It could be done in research. It could be done. It's just the analyzing of data on any with any objective. While business intelligence is specifically at the business level and also is specific to performance management of the business, key KPIs, key performance indicators, just strategies and different strategies and initiatives within a business or within a department of a business, the different departments of a business. And then so data analytics is the starting point. Business analytics and business intelligence are subsets of data analytics. Data science is up here. It's more into basically the detective of big data. It's responsible for unearthing valuable data insights through analysis of massive data sets. It takes on a lot more and expands out a lot more than the analytics. It's more of it includes the warehousing, the modeling, coding, the algorithm, artificial intelligence. It includes a lot more of that part of the data science realm. All right, so this is additional information, the differences on the four main facets of the analytics space. So as you can see, business analytics and business intelligence are both reactive, while data analytics and data science are proactive in terms of the perspective. Business analytics and business intelligence, you're asking what happened because you're dealing with data. All you're looking at is the data that you were given and saying, okay, it's already happened. It's like, you know, like I said, reactive. It's already happened. You're trying to figure out what happened, you know, and then how do you stop it from happening again? While data analytics says why did it happen? What else? Like what else is in there that we're not seeing? And then data science is what will happen, what if. That's when you start putting different, looking at different possibilities and seeing, hey, if I change the data this way, what will happen? If I include this, what will happen? Scope for business analytics and intelligence is unlimited, while the data analytics varies, and data science is typically a specific business question that is being asked. Business analytics and intelligence focuses on reports, KPIs and trends. Data analytics varies, and data science is patterns, correlations, models. It's a lot of statistics in there also. And then finally, for data quality, business analytics, they focus business analytics, intelligence, and data analytics are single versions of the truth. Meaning, if I sold 10,000 units of product C in March, I sold 10,000 units of product C in March, while data science is good enough or probabilities. So, show you the difference there between those four. Okay. So data analytic aims at solving a solving a business problem or accomplishing a desired business outcome. So defining those objectives is a vital step in data analysis process because they become the goals of the data analytic model you create. It drives what sources you get your data from, what type of data you collect, how you clean your data, how you design your model and analyze, and finally, how you present your findings. So popular business objectives, customer-centric outcomes. So these are, I think you guys understand when I say popular business objective, these are basically areas that businesses typically focus on when it comes to data analysis or their KPIs or metrics that they're measuring. Customer-centric outcomes, operational optimization. How can we do more with less, do more and produce more? Risk management. How can we lower the amount of risk involved in creating a product or doing a process? Financial management, new business model, HR, human resources analytics. Data analysis is used a lot there. And I'm going to go over, here are the examples of different business objectives and goals. So within the healthcare world, an objective could be identify peak ER waiting room days and times. Cluster patients according to age, medical history, sex, race. And real estate, within real estate, identify areas with an increase in land purchases. Correlate increase in home values to Whole Food locations. This one, so if you I don't know, some of you may have heard of the Whole Foods effect. Basically, it's almost like the the start of gentrification, they say a lot of times, where if a Whole Foods is built in a certain area, it's guaranteed that the home prices will increase. And the way that they, obviously found that out was by doing data analysis, looking at when this Whole Foods was built, and then looking at the increase in the home prices within that area, either be a 5 mile radius, and looking at the increase of the home values of the homes within that area. Now, Whole Foods has that effect. There's Chick-fil-A supposedly has that effect, and there was a third one: Whole Foods, Chick-fil-A. Definitely Whole Foods and Chick-fil-A, but if I remember the third one, I'll let you guys know. Business owner. These are the type of objectives a business owner would focus on. Identify what products to recommend to your customers, especially if you're creating within digital marketing. If you have a number of services, and you would use data analytics to see what services do my customers typically go for. That might be the service or a package that you might go and present up front when your customers or potential customers hit your landing page. Maybe that's the first thing that you put out there, because more often than not, they're going to purchase that one. Again, based off your data history. Identify the customers who are most likely to respond to a marketing campaign. Again, identifying who your target audience is. And identify when a customer starts buying Easter products. I say Easter products, but it's really any holiday products. I know you guys have seen when you go into the stores, doesn't it seem like the holiday products are being put on display earlier and earlier and earlier? They're not doing it because they don't have, they have free time. They're doing it because people are buying it that early. So I know we sometimes complain like, oh my goodness, it's August and they already have Halloween things out. That's because their data has shown. Let's see, Walmart is a big offender. I'll call it offender. Walgreens, their data is showing that customers are buying these products up. And if they can go and put these products out and generate 2 additional weeks of revenue for these holiday items, they'll do it. So that's why you start seeing, a Valentine's Day items out, and Christmas isn't even over yet. It's like, why is this here? It's all because of data analytics, and that's what they would search for. So the different business, tech and business skills that a data analyst would most likely would definitely need. For technical skills, it's the base design of data, basically understanding data formats, data types, like understanding how just all the fundamentals of data. Data wrangling is basically taking data in its raw form and basically converting it in a form that it can be analyzed. So taking data in its raw form, converting it so it can be analyzed, cleaning it, data cleaning, all that. Data mining is the data cleaning, also the cleaning of the data, getting it ready for analysis. Analytical techniques and statistical methods. And we'll go more into this later on in my presentation. The business intelligence platform and data warehousing, data visualization, and reporting methods. Business skills, effective communication skills. One of the key things that I have been able to become a master in, an epic expert in, is communicating the data to any audience. You just have to understand your audience, and your audience will be different. I communicate differently to upper management than I do to techs or than I do to office administration. You have to be able to communicate in a way that they understand. And so that's one of the key things with data analysts. You have to have, even if you don't have good communication skills, be open to learning it and understanding that not everybody reads data the same. In my past positions, I have an engineering degree, and I have an engineering and technical background. But not only that, I also have a background within uh, program management, finance. Um, I just have always communicated and dealt with and done projects with these different departments. And what I learned is I was able to communicate to each um, uh, to different people within those departments to a way they could understand what same data, same report is saying, and how you communicate it, what you focus on is going to be different. Management wants to know, they don't want to know details, they don't want to know technical stuff. If you give them technical information, their eyes will glaze over. You have to know how to speak to them. They want to know just the bottom dollar. Are we gonna make more money? Are we gonna do I have to put out more money? Like that's what management worries about. They look at the bigger picture. I call it like the holistic view of everything, because that's what they're doing. They're managing this huge program. If they even had the time to understand the minute details, they wouldn't be hiring all the other people like the the supervisors and leads and stuff like that to handle that. Their brain cells is for upper management stuff. The techs are very technical. They do not and again, this is not everyone, but this is just from my experience. Techs and engineers do not understand business information stuff. They definitely don't understand finance. To an engineer just wants to get something fixed, while finance wants to know how much is it, and the management wants to know, if we fix it, what does it give us? Like, does it do anything for us? Does it make the customer happy? So those are the different ways that you have to communicate. So you definitely have to have effective communication skills. Creative thinking. You have to be creative, because when you're displaying or you're communicating out the results, you have to again understand your audience, understand what the objective is, and be able to communicate via this data visualization, these charts, graphs, to be able to communicate that data in a creative way that's going to catch your audience's attention, your key stakeholders' attention. I know I've had where yeah I've had where I've had uh, management who did not like fluff. They do not like extra colors. They just want, give me the date, like just give me the information. I don't worry about all that fluff and extra stuff. While you'll have another group or manager that's like, they like pretty colors. They want, like, not to say that they like pretty colors, but they interpret it better when there's colors to contrast the difference. So they're very into color, very into elaborate, graphs and stuff, because they interpret that a lot more easily. So thinking outside the box and being able to put that on paper, and with your audience in mind, is needed. Um, yes, yes. So Pablo is on YouTube, and he wanted to add some things in respect to data visualizations. He said user-centered design, definitely user-centered design, having user stories for personas who will consume the data. Exactly. You always want to, that's part of your planning when you're gathering your information and you're identifying your objective and you're creating your project plan. You have identifying those user stories for your different persona is definitely where you are able to identify basically how, user-centered designs. How are you going to make this design? You have to know who the different people in play within the problem that you're solving. Who are the different people that are touched by that, and creating the stories for them and how they play into the data and the process or objective that you're looking at. Industry knowledge. Definitely. I mean, if you're in healthcare, you have to have industry knowledge of healthcare in order to be able to do data analysis for it. Now, you don't have to be in healthcare, but having knowledge of it is definitely needed. And then analytical problem solving is definitely needed. Like, you need to understand how to do data analysis and problem solve. All right, so the prereqs for the intermediate data analytics cohort. The prereqs for this cohort is to be knowledgeable of the topics that were covered in the intro to data analytics cohort. So in that cohort, we covered the data analytics process, which is what I went over with you in the several slides back. That process. Understand the main data techniques, exploratory data analysis, also referred to as EDA, confirmatory data analysis, CDA, and grounded theory. To understand those techniques, understand the barriers in data analytics. And when I talk about barriers, I'm talking about understand the difference between fact and opinion. Even when just understand the difference when you're getting information from your stakeholders, when you're gathering information from other people involved. Understand the difference of what you're being told, what's fact and what's opinion. A lot of times there are people, you're going to run into people who you're asked to work with who will have opinions and not facts, and they could lead your analysis project astray because you've now built this around someone's opinion versus the facts of the data and the facts of what the actual company is looking for. So definitely understand that. Those are the barriers that you need to get over. Not only just understand it, but also put your foot down or stay steadfast on focusing on facts. Understand the biasness that's within data analysis and calling that out and identifying that because that will again affect your results and affect your analysis. I always say bad data in, bad results out. That's what you're going to get. So if your data, that's why you want to make sure your data is accurate. You want to make sure there's no biasness in what you're looking for and how you're how you're analyzing. No opinions. Everything needs to be fact. Good, clean data, and of course, you're going to get good, clean results out and be able to identify a good path forward for the business or whatever your objectives are. Types of data analysis: descriptive, predictive, diagnostic, prescriptive. So understanding those types of data analysis is definitely needed for the intermediate data analytic cohort. Understanding fundamentals of data visualization, reports, and dashboards. Understanding fundamentals and being able to create them. They don't have to be pretty. We'll work on, going more in depth into more elaborate, and these new different types of, graphs, charts, and dashboards and things like that. But understanding the basics of these is definitely needed. And then performing data analytics in Microsoft Excel. The intro course focused on using Excel as our data analytics tool. It is tried and true. Everybody has Excel. It just was the easiest route to go with. And then I'll go with what we're going to be doing in the intermediate course. So here is what we will be doing in the intermediate data analytics cohort. You'll learn how to create data models. Data models organize data elements and standardize how the data elements relate to one another. So you'll learn how to create data models. You'll understand big data and how it has transformed the way industries perceive data. You'll learn one of the top tools in data analytics, Power BI, and I'll go more into Power BI in a slide or two. Understand the importance of statistics and how to apply it in data analytics. Statistics is very important in data analytics. Learn tech skills and business intelligence platforms and data warehousing. And then we're going to definitely go more in depth with data visualizations and dashboards. Okay, I already had that up. So Power BI, the reason I chose Power BI as the data analytics tool to go over, Power BI is a lot more user-friendly. This is not a, how do I say this? We will touch on Tableau, but I believe for those just now getting into data analytics, Power BI is the easiest to learn. And then next would be Tableau. Tableau is just a lot more statistics. You need R programming, Python. Like there's just a lot more into Tableau that's required. While Power BI, M language and DAX language is very easy to learn and understand compared to what you would need for Tableau. And I think Tableau also, the thing is, the other thing with Power BI deals with is great for data like under 10 gigs. So, small subset of data, while Tableau is really meant for large data sets and large analytical projects. So it's Power BI allows you, basically it's a data analytic tool that allows you to connect to and visualize any data using the unified scalable platform for self-service and enterprise business intelligence that's easy to use and helps you gain deeper data insights. And so basically by the end of the cohort, you will be able to create multiple dashboards like the ones that you're seeing here with these different data visualizations on the screen. So, and Power BI is a Microsoft product, and the desktop version is also free for anyone to use. So in regards to the statistical data analysis or this using statistics within data analysis, the 5 most important methods, which these are the fundamental statistical methods that you'll be learning are mean, standard deviation, regression, sample size determination, and hypothesis testing. Again, they're important, but they're the fundamentals and the base, methods that you need to learn before you advance further. But definitely, just having these 5 can take you definitely far within data analysis. And so, data visualizations and dashboards. So this is the Florida's COVID-19 data and surveillance dashboard. we will be doing a lot more dashboards. Like I said, in the previous cohort, we did it in Excel, and we will be doing these in Power BI. And again, the goal is for you to be doing analysis and creating dashboards and reports like this. And also the next one. And again, you can use these for any objective, either be your own business if you have your own business. If you're looking to get into the health industry, one of the things that I like to do is I like to have a profile, have each of the participants to complete a profile, and based on the profile, identify your goals, identify where your starting point is, identify what your goals are, and then, adjusting here and there, for each participant in order to, for them to reach their goals. What exactly are you looking to achieve at the end of this cohort? What are you looking at the end to achieve at the end of all of the cohorts? My goal is for anyone who joins the cohorts, especially if you meet the prereqs, you start with the intermediate, and then you go to the advanced cohort. That'll be our third one. If you complete all of those, my goal is for you to have then go and get a certification and be certified in data analytics, be a certified data analyst, business intelligence, if you want to specifically look at business intelligence, business analyst, whatever facet that you want to go into, get your certification in there. And also, one of the things that we'll be working on is the info session happening on Friday. I believe we'll go into more of that, but we are looking to, working on a data pipeline within BOT. And so the goal will be or part of the, my goal for the intermediate class is for you to get hands-on experience. And part of that hands-on experience will be to work with the cloud analytics cohort team with Josh Walker and work on that data pipeline and get hands-on experience with that. So that's all I have. What would be the first cohort? Okay. Yes. Please ask any questions that you may have. What would be the first cohort of the data analytics? It would be the intro to data analytics cohort. That's what I went over. Here, this is what we went over in the intro to data analytics cohort. That was our first round. That started off in I think that started off in February. I believe that started off in February. But we had the intro to data analytics cohort. Then we went over these here, these topics here in these areas. So if anybody is interested in signing up for an intro course, contact BOT. Let's contact BOT at info at Black Orlando Tech. And if we have enough interest, we possibly could have another intro class. But again, we'd have to have enough people interested in the intro to data analytics cohort. Oh, and additional information about the cohorts. So the intro classes are $100. And if you complete the class, that means complete, attend class, complete the assignments, you get a $60 rebate. You get $60 back. And then the intermediate courses, cohorts are $200. And again, if you complete your cohort, complete the assignments, attend your cohort classes or meetups, you will get $100 rebate back for that. Any other questions? Okay, if there were no other questions, that is all that I have. I'll give a couple more minutes in case anybody has any other questions, but that's all I have. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right, that's all I have. If you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to me at rose@blackorlandotech.org, or you can, contact us in our Facebook group and ask. Yes, data is life. My fellow data person, data is definitely life. Put that up. But yes, definitely feel free to reach out to anyone on the in the committees or board, and we'll get your question answered. If you want, additional information, I am definitely okay with talking and discussing more. I can't talk today. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have, guys. Thank you. You guys all have a good night.